talking about all things baby related, the baby names, how many kids we want, literally everything to do with the baby.
How our relationship has changed.
Literally so much.
Welcome to your Cup of Tea podcast. It's your boy Josh.
And I'm Katie.
I was going to say the one and only, but she's not the one and only anymore because she does have a little baby inside of her.
What did you just say earlier? You're like,
I don't know what to say.
The two and only?
You just can't call you the one and only anymore because it's not just you.
I guess. True.
You know, there's a little baby inside Katie B. If you guys haven't been watching the YouTube videos on Jatie Vlogs,
I'm pregnant.
You haven't listened to the last podcast, Katie B's pregnant.
It's so weird because it's like, I feel like I've been pregnant for a long time, but I feel like I am not that pregnant compared to like the whole pregnancy journey.
Honestly, to me, I feel like it doesn't feel that real yet. Just
until I have like a bump, I feel like. I don't know.
Yeah, the bump or like crazy pregnancy sickness, which you haven't had.
But
the only thing that's a little different, we'll get into it.
Yeah, we'll get into it. Because I definitely, I feel pregnant. You
feel pregnant.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to be doing any questions you guys have asked us on Instagram. We're going to be answering them today and just kind of diving into the whole pregnancy journey.
Should we just get started with it?
Yeah, 100%. Because obviously life is so different. Like Katie B's pregnant. I'm about to be a dad. We're going to have a family.
Yeah, we got to like prepare for all that. And we honestly have like, I feel like our schedule, because I'm pregnant, has switched up a little bit because there's things we have to, there's definitely things that we have to do.
We have to accommodate to Katie B and certain things, but we're going to get into that. So we'll let Katie B start rifling off some questions.
Okay. So the first one someone asked, they said, can you please explain what it feels like? Can you feel it growing at all? And I thought this was a really interesting question because I can't really feel like the baby growing or anything.
Can I say my point of view real quick?
Yeah.
How I think it would go down is like when you're eating a cheeseburger and you're starting to get full and you just keep on eating and like you feel your stomach getting fuller and fuller.
Do you think
that's But you don't stop eating and you just keep going. I feel like that's what it feels like, which hopefully it doesn't, because like that's not a good feeling at all.
The only thing I really feel is I feel like my stomach, it feels so bloated. Like I just feel so bloated all the time, and it does feel weird. Like when I run and stuff, it's like I feel, but I also,
Do you feel heavier? Is that what you're trying to say? What are you trying to say?
No, like have you ever ran and your stomach's been bloated or like gassy or like something like that? That's kind of how I feel when I run. It's like I have yet to feel like, oh, I feel lean, and like I just feel like I've been bloated for the past like month and a half. Which
I hate to say this, like I don't know if you're gonna feel lean for the next couple of months. No,
and that's fine. But like I just didn't know what to expect. But also I am super bloated. True. And like there's other things that go into that. So I have felt leaner. But
we've been trying to decipher every day if it's a bump or constipation. That's what. Let's just
literally
let's
every
be honest.
day.
You know, there's nothing to lie about here.
And a lot of people,
constipation's a thing with pregnancy, right?
Yeah, I saw one comment on TikTok. They're like, I see a baby bump, but she's just gonna say it's poop, like basically because I can't poop all the time. Because when you are pregnant, you do get constipated. That's like a huge symptom.
Are they trying to say?
And I still let me just be honest. Like I'm still pooping. I'm just not pooping as much as I used to. And the reason I'm saying this is just because I'm gonna be open and honest about the pregnancy. That's like the only part that's hard, is because my stomach, if I can't go to the bathroom, it hurts so bad. It's like so full.
That's like the worst feeling ever, which I don't ever get because your boy
yeah you're full of shit.
Yeah, he be pooping. No, you're the one full of shit.
True.
So much that it looks like a baby bump, but I don't think we're quite there yet.
No, but people will be like, oh, but she'll just say it's poop. And I'm like, no, but I literally know my body, and I know once I've gone to the bathroom, and like there has been times where I'm like, I felt like I was like this morning, like after I was like, oh, I feel like there was like no bump
You actually looked lean this morning.
Yeah. I actually feel like this might've been the first morning where I actually did kind of feel like leanish.
Yep.
But then, and mind you, people always get so weird if I say that. I'm like, I'm not afraid to have a belly or a bump. Like, I don't care. I'm like just trying to be honest because I'm excited to see a bump.
I'm just trying to picture you with a bump. It's like so... It's so like weird to me. It's going to be so different. I don't know.
You can kind of picture it when I'm like, when I'm super constipated at night or whatever.
No, I mean like that bump we saw on TikTok the other day. Like,
that would be, it's going to be so
I'm talking
crazy.
like 9 months in, like you about to get birth bump. Like that's what I'm trying to picture.
I'm excited for that. Like,
That's
I'm
gonna be
like,
cool.
I don't know. I'm excited to get a bump. And that's why I'm like, I don't want to be like, oh, this is my bump when I know it's just poop. Like, it's not. Like, I'm like, that's not the baby yet.
Yeah,
Like,
because didn't they say the bump's not gonna come for like 20
she
weeks?
told me, the doctor said with your first baby, you normally start showing around 20 weeks. Some people will be like, oh, I showed at 12 weeks. And I've seen TikToks, like some people will show at 12.
And we're only
Some
at
peo-
like almost 12, right?
no, we are at
Tomorrow's
12.
12.
No, it's been 12.
Oh, okay, so it's 12 now.
Yeah, Monday was 12.
So that she's saying, the doctor's saying there could be 8 more weeks till you even show.
Yeah. So
But
I still have some time.
But I also think people in the comments just want to be like a part of it and be like, oh my gosh, like I see the little bump, you know?
And
Which
like,
who cares? I mean,
it's exciting, you know. I
Yeah.
want, but I want to like actually like
because I'd
get
be
to meet the
looking
baby.
too, you know, when we post one, I'm like, is there a little bump?
Yeah,
don't know.
I look too. I'm like, wait, is that, or was that just like bloated? Like I can't tell the difference. Okay, so next question. When will you know the gender?
That is a good question. We actually took a test the other day, a blood test. It takes 10 days to get the results back. Haven't got a call yet, which how long ago?
They
That
said
was,
like 10,
that was
12.
like 7 days ago.
They said like 10-ish
So a
days.
couple more days, we're gonna get the results, but we're gonna get it sent to us in an envelope, or we go pick it up at the store. The store.
But they're gonna
The
call us
store.
because it was a
The
genetic test too.
OBGYN.
So they're gonna call us and like make sure that everything's okay with the baby, and then also be like, we have your results of the gender. Do you want to know? And we're gonna say no.
Yeah, and then so we're gonna get the envelope basically, and we're gonna give it to whoever is putting together the
Gender reveal.
gender reveal party, and that's how we're gonna find out. So we're not gonna know for like another month.
And we're not gonna do together like gender reveal before we tell people because we kind of just want to do it
I
with
want to be
everyone.
surprised with everybody. Like I don't
Yeah.
want to low key know. I want to be sitting there just like literally like as nervous.
I want to be nervous like that day,
I
like the
feel
whole
like
day.
I'm
Be
gonna
like,
be nervous.
oh,
but like
I'm
so
like
excited.
I'm like so excited, but also like I just want to know. I don't know. And I really like a lot of people are like, oh, you're gonna peek at like the envelope and this and that. I'm like, I honestly don't feel like I want to find out when everyone else
Part
does.
of me feels like I've been saying like, oh yeah, you're gonna peak, but like that's just my insecurities because like I feel like I'm not gonna do it. But
no,
like,
I feel like you wouldn't because
part of me just really wants to know
because like then it's way less exciting, you know.
like I just want to be able to say like
You can't find out by
like,
yourself.
how's my little boy or how's my little girl doing, you know?
I know,
Like I want to be able to say that.
we are super excited because we're having the gender reveal party in Arizona, and we have a lot of people from Michigan coming out.
Yep.
So it's gonna be a really fun little like whole weekend kind of or week. I don't know with everyone coming out.
We
so
don't
I'm
know.
very excited.
Flights are not finalized yet, but
Some flights are.
couple
some of the
flights
people.
are. But and I also want to know if I can start actually calling the baby Brock or not. You know, like can we?
Just because it's a boy doesn't
in
mean
the
we're still
name
calling it Brock. I feel like you've been calling it Brock anyway. So even if it's a girl, you gotta keep calling her Brock. At this
Also,
point.
real quick, I want to embarrass myself and expose myself before Katie B reads this next question. If you listen to like the last 2 or 3 podcasts, this is very embarrassing. The audio sounds so off, and I could
wasn't gonna
not
say this.
figure out what was wrong with the audio for the longest time. I had my boy come yesterday to help me figure it out because I want it to be, you know, perfect for you guys. And we're still dialing some things right now. But all I was doing wrong was not plugging in one of the plugs to my laptop to connect the podcast like machine to the laptop.
Guys,
like that's literally the
we
only thing I was doing. I
literally-
would spend hours
We've
trying to
been
figure this out.
slacking on the podcast because the audio is so frustrating every time we get to sit down. But there has been other issues with the audio too, and it's so frustrating. We'll like get to sit down.
It's
We'll be
been
so
that
excited.
every time because also my laptop, 2 of the ports where you plug it in is broken. So before I would plug it in and I couldn't figure out what was happening.
Technical
And I was like,
difficulties.
why is it not working? And we would just shoot the podcast anyways, but really it was just picking up on our camera
Dang.
audio. So like, isn't that funny? Like we're sitting here like all podcast up, but we weren't even like actually using the mic.
We've gone to sit down podcasts so many times and we're like, dang, this sucks. Like it sounds so bad.
So I don't feel as embarrassed anymore because I
No.
was plugging it in. It just wasn't working.
Oh,
Because those
that
2
makes
ports
sense.
are broken. There we
Okay,
go.
next question. Hardest thing about the first trimester. What would you say that you think the hardest thing for me has been?
The first trimester, the hardest thing I would say for you would
Or hardest
be,
couple things, I guess.
I mean, Katie B gets like she's on a nap schedule right now. She's like, I have a baby right now. You
Yes.
know, Katie B is my baby, and I gotta make sure she gets her nap time in. I gotta make sure she gets fed too.
No,
I
but
don't know. There's nothing really that hard. I just say you get tired and like more exhausted easily.
so for me, the 2 hardest things I think so far have been we've been trying to schedule our day around to make sure I can nap. And that sounds like to me, it sounds like I'm like, why can I not go a day without napping? Like I physically, it's so different. It's like before I would have been like, oh, I couldn't be fine without napping. I'm like, if I don't nap, then I fall asleep by 7 o'clock or 7:30 or 8,
She's
like
out
at
like a
best.
light.
Even if friends are over, I'll fall asleep on the couch. Like it does not matter. And that's not me. Like normally
No,
Josh and
it's
I
the
will stay up
opposite
late
way
and watch
around.
like shows or whatever. And like he's falling asleep. I never fall asleep on the couch. Ever. Like that's not like me. And even if like we go to the office, it'll be like 1 o'clock and I'm like falling asleep at my desk. I'm like, oh my God. And then I start to not feel good. I'm like, I need to go take a nap. So I would say like trying to plan, like even my workouts have to be in the morning. It can't
Yep.
be later in the day because I'm too exhausted. So trying to figure that out, it's been a little bit of a challenge. But once now that if we can figure out naps, it's not bad at all.
I'm telling you, it's like having a kid. You know, you got to make sure your kid goes down for a nap
And
every like little while.
And like the constipation has been like hard
I would
because it's
say
like
actually,
I'm not
yeah,
on a regular schedule, so my
that's it.
stomach hurts a lot, which
That's
isn't
the
the
most
best
thing
feeling.
you've complained about. I feel like it's constipation,
But
but she hasn't been
honestly,
sick at all.
and then okay,
Okay.
I have days where I feel like nauseous and I don't feel good. I kind of just feel like little stomach flu, like not too bad. But I'd say for the most part, I haven't been that nauseous. Like
Yeah.
I've been so lucky, and like I can't even complain about anything that's been going on in my pregnancy because I feel like it's so minor to what a lot of people go through. And I'm like,
Well, I was gonna say I've
I
heard
can't
some
imagine.
stories, and I'm like, holy crap! If that was happening, like we
No.
wouldn't be able to go do anything
Well,
like together. Like,
because I've had a couple days where I'm like, oh, like I'm so sick of feeling sick. Like and I start to get sad, and it's like I don't really feel sick that often. So I can only imagine if I was sitting at the toilet, like throwing up or like, and I've had like food aversions and sometimes I like won't feel good, but it's like, I have been so lucky throughout this pregnancy. So I really can't complain too much.
how big is little Brocky right now?
Brocky is a size, Broccolina or Brocky is the size of a lime,
A lime. That's so crazy.
like that big. Still pretty
That's
crazy.
pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Is it weird? I don't know any guys out there listening that like I get 10 times more attracted to Katie B, like knowing that she's got like my baby inside of her. I don't
Aw.
know. Is that weird?
No, I feel like that's very
I don't
normal.
know.
I feel like a lot of guys always say it's like once a girl will like not girl, but like your wife or whatever, or girlfriend or your girl like gives birth to your baby, it's like they're like a million times more attractive because they like did something for you.
Yeah, I feel like it
Not
just
for
gets
you, but it's like
yeah,
you're
yeah,
like, oh
yeah.
my God, like you brought this.
Together,
It's our
yeah.
part. It's like us
Right.
together. You did this. And you have like a new appreciation, I think, for women in general. A lot of people say this, once you watch someone go through like labor and childbirth and pregnancy and all that, because like you see how much it does affect people and like how much they go through, but
Right.
like how much they love on like your
No, I was gonna say like the other day, or I don't even know what it was. Like you didn't do anything bad, but I was like, oh, like that was annoying. But I was like, like she's like making a baby inside of her right now. Like I can't get how am I supposed to get mad at her for something? I'm pretty sure we were golfing and like you got mad at me about something. I was like, how am I gonna be mad at her right now? Like she's creating a little baby inside of her. Like,
True.
Like
And
I just picture like a little like machine going down in there, like putting a baby together.
just the-
I don't know.
it is so
It's weird.
crazy. Okay, someone said, do you have a room for the baby yet? So we don't have a room for the baby.
But ironically enough, we do have a like reddish pink room. Well, I would
Not
say
red.
it's pink. Yeah, it's not
It's
red.
pink.
A pink room and a blue room. So
Yes.
like
But no matter what, we're gonna make the nursery, the room closer to our room, just because I think the other one's further away, and I want that to be the guest room because I'd rather the guests be further away and have like their
yeah,
privacy.
keep the guests out of here, you know.
But if it's a girl, I already know what I want to do with that room. I love the wallpaper, so I'm gonna add more stuff to it. But
Oh, really? So you've thought about this?
yes, but if it's
Wow,
a
we haven't even
boy,
talked about this.
I'm not gonna be sad that it's a boy, but I'll be sad because I love this room so much, and I'll have to change up.
What's
that room.
crazy is like I feel like a lot of like how your kid, like boy or girl, becomes is like how you set the vibe. You know what I'm
What do you
saying?
mean?
Like I don't know how to explain this. Like you know, like a lot of little boys' rooms, there's cars. Like you have a car bed. Like so, like they like instantly are coming into like liking cars
Or
and
it's
like
sports or
yeah, or sports or like I don't know.
a
Like
baby. A nursery though is a little different than like a
yeah,
little
yeah,
boy's room
that's
because that's
different.
normally like a vibey like it's kind of more so our style, not the baby style because they're a baby. But I know what you mean by like a toddler's room. Did you ever have the car bed? Did your
Yeah,
parents
of
love
course
you?
I had a car bed.
Wow,
Yeah.
your parents loved it, dude.
Actually, you know what?
That's sick.
Me and my two brothers, like growing up, like early on stages, all shared a room, and one of us had a car bed. I can't remember if I had the car bed or not. Is that bad?
I don't know.
I think I slept in the bunk beds.
The bunk beds, dude.
Yeah,
I wish I had
are
bunk beds.
lit.
Okay, let's see. Someone says, what boy and girl names do you like? So here's the thing. We need to really figure out boy and girl names because we have nothing.
Do we read off some like name options or no? Do we
No,
not? We don't
because
want
I
to
have
spill
I
it
have
yet.
no idea. I don't think any of these will be the names, but I don't want to ruin something.
I want to ask for the listeners or watchers on YouTube, because I know they're thinking the same thing I'm thinking. And is there any chance that if it's a boy, we name him Brock?
Negative 100% chance. And no offense if your name's
What?
Brock. It's just we're not naming the kid Brock.
Okay, but like, not even 1%.
No, not even a 1% chance.
Really?
I'll give it a 1% chance just so you guys can be on the edge of your seat.
You know, because I
Okay, wait. I
You
got a good
never
question
know.
for us. Did it hurt getting pregnant?
did it hurt getting pregnant? I can't. It didn't hurt me.
It didn't hurt me.
That's
Okay.
a weird cause yeah.
Yeah. No, it didn't. Are you nervous for what pregnancy might do to your body? So I actually thought this is a funny like question, or not funny question, but because I know a lot of people think that they're like, I used to be like, oh well, like once you have kids, like it might like it's gonna be hard on your body, it's gonna ruin your body, and like I've heard other people say they're like, oh, it destroys your body. Like I've heard like guys say that, but to me, I think like if anything, if it like destroyed your body, I feel like that's a really negative way to look at it. Like, okay, what's it doing
How does
destroying your
that
body?
destroy your
If you
body?
got stretch marks, like to me, that's kind of like, okay, it's telling a story. It's not, I don't know. I feel like it really depends. Cause like if I had like a crappy husband who was like, ew, your body doesn't look as good now, or this or that, then
Yeah.
I would feel like it's destroying my body rather than if I had a husband like Josh, which I do have a husband like Josh, who's like, I feel like if you saw stretch marks, like let's say my boobs got bigger and I got stretch marks on my boobs or like my hips or like my stomach, I feel like you would hype that up. Like I feel like you'd be like, oh my God, that's so hot. Like I feel like it just depends on who you surround yourself with and how you look at it, because
Totally.
obviously like there's things that are like frowned upon, like getting stretch marks, getting bigger, but it's like you literally have a body that created a human being and you gave it life. Like how can you be so mad at your body for what it went through?
Yeah, I was
And
gonna say I've never thought of it like that. I more so think of it and like maybe it's a more scary way, or maybe there's like minor things that could happen that are like different from just stretch marks, like visual. But like, are there any like things that could like go wrong inside of you? Like, cause I know like don't like this weird to say, but like don't people die giving birth sometimes? Like that's what scares me.
yes, but it's very, I'm pretty sure it's very rare. It's not
Really?
like you don't really hear of like that's like so rare.
Yeah, that's
Like
the only thing that
I
would
know
scare
I know
me.
people do, but I think that was more so back in the day that happened all the time.
Yeah.
Like but way back in the day, people died all the time because
Well,
they don't have
I
like
just imagine
modern
it
medicine
being
has kind of
kind of
changed that.
dangerous.
Well,
Like,
it
didn't your
is.
sister have like all like
Yeah.
problems or
But she had a crazy like infection and I think it was like a fever or something and
Yeah.
like she lived. And you know like
that's the
times
only
have
thing that would scare me.
But to me, what they mean is like ruin your body as like, oh, if you gain weight or you get bigger. Here's my thing is I've seen
I think
so
Katie
many
would look
moms.
cute as hell fat. I'm just saying.
Shut up. You
Like,
can't
part
say
of me-
that.
Why?
Because I don't know. I feel like people get like, why? Why would she not be cute fat? People always read into that like, oh, someone
I didn't say you wouldn't be. I said
No.
I think you would be.
I thought it was so funny. We did a TikTok and I was like, oh, it's gonna be a big girl summer, and Josh is like, KDB is gonna be a big girl. He said something like that, and someone was like, what's wrong with being a big girl? And I was like, no one said anything was wrong with that. What? I was like, what are you talking about?
I say it all the time, but like if someone wants to hate on something, I say like they're gonna do it regardless.
Yeah,
and there's a million things they could pick and choose from. So like if that's what you want it to be, go crazy.
And I was like, no one's making fun of any of that. Like that has nothing to do with it. But anyway, what I was talking about is I've seen so many moms' bodies go from like freaking having twins and massive, and then it's like they're shredded at the gym
Yo.
and their bodies look great. So I'm like, I've seen so many moms and
We
their
just
bodies
watched
like
that
totally
TikTok.
bounce back. So
This TikTok of a girl like had to be 9 months pregnant and like literally she was, what was it, like 3 weeks after, like was shredded. I was like, first of all, how the hell did you do that?
yeah,
Second of all, why is my TikTok all pregnancy stuff?
'cause
KDB.
that's all I'm watching because I'm curious. I want to know how
We
other
share
people.
a TikTok. I don't even watch TikTok anymore. It's literally
No, it's me.
and I love babies. It's not really like it's not
It's
like
more so
cute
pregnancy
babies. It's like,
TikTok.
oh, pregnancy, throwing up. I'm constipated. I have smelly farts. Like
it's
that's
good.
all my TikTok is. I'm like,
It's
I
good
swipe
to
twice
know
and I swipe out.
because I can relate. So
Like pregnancy pillows. What the hell is a pregnancy pillow?
Okay, but
and when
listen.
are we buying that? Because all I see is guys bitching about how much they suck. So I don't want one.
Okay, shut up. Listen, the reason I listen to it is because I don't have any friends that are pregnant. I have no one really to relate to or to
True.
see what's going on. So that's what I do like about TikTok is like I can see, be like, okay, it's normal if you're constipated. Okay, it's normal if this is going on. Like,
Yeah.
oh, this makes you feel sick. Oh, same. Okay, so it's like, oh, I need to know about this when we have the baby. It's like I learn a lot too from it, so it's good.
No, that's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't watch TikTok anymore.
Oh my god. Okay, let's see. Um,
Give us a juicy one. What we got here?
Let's
I
see.
know people be asking some wild questions.
Someone said, "How many kids do you want?" We answered that before. You said 4. I said I really don't know.
Well, our little ring test says we're having 4, and
Okay, but we also messed up our ring test. Can we
did
talk
mess
about that?
up. That's embarrassing.
Because so if you guys don't know, we did like it's basically like an old wives' tale of like you can take a ring and your hair and you swing it around your finger, and basically if the ring goes in a circle, it means either a boy or girl. If it goes back and forth, it means either a boy or girl too, one or the other. So basically online, it said a circle means a boy, and then a girl means back and forth.
There's different
And then it
websites say
switched-
different things.
Yeah, different
so-
websites say different things, so we really have no clue. So I guess that's not accurate. I'm sorry.
But what was accurate is it did say 4 kids every single
Every
time
time.
we've done it, and it stops on the 5th time we go around every single time.
How excited is Josh for the boobies?
For the boobies? Yo, like I'm not complaining. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd be testing the milk out. No, I'm kidding.
What the fuck, Josh? You can't say that.
I'm joking. It's a joke. What? It's not what's said has been said. And we
There's
don't
no
edit
going
these.
back.
There's no going back.
You're bad.
What's said has been said.
Okay, let's see. Do you have any food cravings that are weird? I feel like I haven't really had food cravings.
I've heard people like eating dirt and stuff, and
Yeah.
yeah, she has not had any of that. I do mark my words. I want to say after this whole baby thing, Katie B will like seafood, and she will
Ew.
like sour cream,
No, I like.
and maybe and maybe even mayo.
You know what things I have? I'm like, okay, anything like
Oh,
sour
here we
candy
go.
sounds so good.
Sour
Okay.
candy.
Yeah, like I feel like that always sounds, but I always love sour candy before
True,
pregnancy, so it's
true,
not really a
true.
pregnancy thing. Another question: were you expecting to get pregnant this early after marriage? I really felt like it wasn't that early.
2 years after being married. Actually, it really wasn't 2 years. It was like a year and 3, 4.
Almost 2 years.
A
Damn near.
year and math is hard. 8 months.
That's
so it's
almost
not 2 years. It's close.
It's close.
It's like a year.
But
and
by the
3/4.
time the baby comes, it's gonna be over 2 years.
Facts.
You know.
Facts.
So
Honestly, we used to always say like we were gonna wait like 5 years, 10 years. Actually, I always said 10 years, like obviously as a joke.
we always said that joking because we just knew we weren't ready for kids in that moment, and like
In that moment, yeah.
I also
like,
said that so people wouldn't like pressure us to have kids.
true.
We'd always be like, oh, in 10 years. Like, it's not like what I meant is like, it's not in our thought process right now.
Yeah, to be fair, like when I used to say that, like I honestly just wasn't. I didn't mean 10 years, but like I was not ready to have kids back then.
No, 'cause there
Obviously, if
was-
it happened, like it's all in God's timing. Like I'd be stoked.
There
but
was
like,
so much we wanted to do still as a couple, like that we didn't want to have a kid just yet. But I know
yeah,
we
I
would have
just
been
feel like, yeah, I don't even know.
like selfishly, like we wanted to be more.
I'm always gonna want to
selfish
do
with our
more
time.
stuff, but I think just like mindset changed a little bit.
And I feel once you have kids too, it's like you really do have to be you can't be selfish. Like,
Everything in life is kind of like a mindset, you know. It's like I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, once I had kids, like yeah, I couldn't do this anymore. Like
My
good
life
luck
was
going to the
ruined.
gym. Like, oh, you're never gonna skydive again. Like, oh, you want to drive a car like fast? Like that's dangerous. Like it's just like I just feel like people like look at it so negatively. Like I feel like having a kid is only gonna excel my life as
Mhm.
far as like I'm gonna work harder. Like now I have a family to provide for. I'm gonna work out harder because now I have to be a role model for my child.
But how are you
boy
gonna
or
get dad
girl.
bod then?
Yeah, I'm
just
getting a
kidding.
dad bod,
Dad bod.
not a dad bod.
No,
you know?
I'm really excited to have a kid. One, also to not like break stereotypes, but I feel like so many people like have always been like, oh, like your life's ruined when you have kids, or like they say very negative stuff. But I'm like,
Yeah,
but that's not true because I'm like, then why do you keep having kids? Like so many
True.
people say that, but then they keep having kids. And I totally understand. I'm like, having a kid is so much work. Like I see people go through it and I get it. Like I know it's gonna
but
be
here's
so
the
hard.
thing, like nothing we've ever done in our life is easy. Like I don't want to do like doing hard stuff in your life like is makes life better. Like doing challenging stuff, like having a kid is challenging. It will be hard at times. Like that's
Yeah.
what makes us grow closer as a family, as a relationship, as a couple. That's what brings like our friends and family who really truly care about us closer. Like
Yeah.
all of the above. Like I think only doing hard things in life like bring people closer together. Like
And I also think that
and
like
excel you
babies are
in
such
anything.
such a blessing from God. Like it is so cool just the fact that like okay, and I'm not trying to get like too preachy on religion or anything, but like to me, and this is just like totally in my head, I'm like, how could you not believe in God? Like just because it's like think about it, you have two people who love each other more than anything in the world, and they do an act of like the most like love expression that you can literally do. Like
True.
you're so intimate with each other and then it creates a literal version of the two of them combined. Like that is the coolest thing in the world. Like and
That's
then my
wild.
body was designed, and this is why I'm like okay, I'm just like so religious because of different things I think I believe in. Like I'm like my body literally can create a human being and feed it and keep it alive and nourish it with everything that I eat through my body, and
That's
then I give
wild.
birth to it. Technically I don't even need medicine or anything in this day and age. And then my body can still provide and feed for the baby until it can eat food that we can also eat, which is provided. I'm like, how could you not believe in a God that's so big that could do all those things? I'm like, that is not coincidence. Like, there's not just a coincidence that like I could feed my baby, I could birth my baby, I created a baby with the love of my life. Like, that's just so cool.
So weird. Like
Like, it's just
I
a
believe in
crazy
all of that, but like when you say it like that, it's like wow.
like
That's wild.
that's what I always think about. I'm like, it's just there's no way that that was an accident or there was like a Big Bang Theory or like that's just like, and I'm not trying to like get in a fight with anyone about like religion or not, but that's just where I stand on my belief is because I'm like, I physically cannot wrap my brain around anything else besides like, holy crap, like there's no way that all that is just by accident. And I think it's so cool. It makes me like so excited for this next chapter of our life and like even just being able to give birth and to have a baby
Yep.
and to have your baby with someone who I'm like so in love with and see like our love create something and then bring on the next generation of like our family. Like think about it. I saw this TikTok and this girl made it
We're
was
about
like
to have a family. Like the fact that we're even talking about this is blowing my mind right
like
now. It's so
think
wild.
of this, Josh. Think we're like 70, 80 years old sitting on the porch. I saw a TikTok and it's like we're seeing our kids, all of our kids, and then our kids' kids, like all these people, and we're like, all that happened because we fell in love and like we had kids, like we had a family, like we created all that.
That's wild.
Like that's so cool. Like we literally can create a next generation, and based off the way that we raise those
so
kids,
6 kids?
no, based off the way that like we raise those kids and like the love that we pour into those kids, it'll literally keep going through generations. Like that.
Yeah.
That's what I think is really cool.
No, I couldn't have said it better
Not
myself.
to get all
You
deep
know,
on
I was
you
gonna say,
guys.
I was like, I don't really know how to follow that up besides like one thing I was gonna say is like back to the mindset thing is like I've seen like this one guy or family we know, like the husband, he's like so stoked on like his family and like he
Oh yeah,
always talks about like, dude, like having kids was the best thing that ever happened to me. Like it just changed my life for the better, like this and that. It excelled my life. It made everything so much better and amazing and our relationship closer. Like I mess with that. Like that's I feel like how our mindset is with everything is like obviously bad stuff happens, but like staying positive through anything like makes everything a million times better. And especially something so amazing like this. It's
I
like
think it was really cool to
how
hear.
could you be so negative about having a kid, you know?
I thought it was cool to hear him say that, like how excited he was and like how much he loved his family. Because I know every parent loves their kid so much, but they make those comments and they're like, don't have kids, like your life is over. And like, I know what they mean. I know they love their kids. They would do anything for their kids, but it's just refreshing to hear someone like literally genuinely sit there and rave about how much.
Yeah,
they
because
love
I
their
would
kids.
say it's like a lot of the like once you have kids, it's over. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot more of that versus like the
Sitting
like
there like,
super stoked, like, oh my kids are amazing. Like, you know, I'd feel like there's a lot more of the oh my gosh, like good luck having fun in your life ever again. Like
yeah. I'm
but I
just,
think a lot of people just throw that out there. And then I think also a lot of times people kind of just blame their kids. Like
and I will say a lot of times too is I think we are very blessed with, or I feel like I'm very blessed with bringing in a kid into this world with a very supportive husband because I've seen so many just different relationships. How I know I'm like, if I was bringing a kid by myself or didn't have help from you, I know so many moms go through so much, and it's like that would be so much harder and make life so much
True.
more difficult if you didn't have a partner who was super supportive and could help you. So like I already know, like I am so blessed and so lucky to have Josh, because I know so many moms don't get that luxury of having, and even some moms who do have a husband, and it's like their husband just might not be the best like baby daddy, or like might not be the best partner in that area of their life. So
Are you
like I
gonna
am very
refer
grateful.
to me as husband now or baby daddy
When I'm mad at you,
or just daddy?
shut the fuck up. No. Okay, neither. Okay,
Neither.
next question. Is Josh gonna breastfeed?
And is
I'm
that
just kidding.
actually a
No,
question?
no. It
I
said,
was about to say,
are you
what?
gonna breastfeed? So I think yes. That's my goal. Like, as I know a lot of people are like curious about this, and some people off rip will be like, no, I'm not breastfeeding, and some people will be like, I am. And I feel like everyone has their own choice. Like, it's not. And that is one thing. I feel like moms are so judgmental and everything. If you are a mom and you do find yourself commenting on other people's, just have your own internal thoughts and don't, share it. Because I feel like all
Everyone
it
loves
does
to
is,
everyone loves to put in their 2 cents. You
yeah.
know, honestly, throw it in there, go crazy, do your thing.
No, I feel like just like keep it to yourself and leave other people alone, because some people won't handle it as well.
Well, it
But
doesn't have to be negative.
no, but I've gotten a lot of comments where like, you're gonna kill your baby by you working out. Like that's
Okay,
a
but
little
you
messed
just
up.
gotta look at like whoever is commenting that is either so
Well,
what's the
no.
word? So what's the word I'm looking for? Like unintelligent, because like that's not true. We
But
talked to doctors about this situation. Like obviously,
so many people
you know what
have
I'm
been
saying?
like, why are you working out? You're pregnant. And I click on the page and it's like mother of 4. And I'm like, okay, like just because you didn't work out doesn't mean I can't work out. Like every pregnancy is different. Like there's like fitness trainers who have been like, I cannot work out this pregnancy. I physically can't.
If you were like
And like,
boxing, taking body shots, like obviously, like
yeah.
that's a fair, it's fair to be like, yo, what are you doing? Like
But
that's a little different,
one thing I will say is like things have changed over time too. So if someone had kids a long time ago, like my mom
True.
or my dad said that his mom, when my grandma was pregnant with him, the doctor said to drink a beer a day. So my grandma was drinking while she was pregnant because that's what the doctor said. So clearly things have changed a lot.
I don't know. I don't know what doctor she was going to.
I don't know, but this is back in the day.
Yeah,
But anyway,
something's not adding up there.
Back to breastfeeding. I will breastfeed as long as I can. And like whatever works. I can't say I'm going to do it the whole time because I don't know, but I'm
True.
going to try my best and I'm going to do my best and see what happens. And then if it doesn't, it doesn't. Like, I feel like I'm not going to put too much pressure
I'll
on
take
myself.
over at that point.
I mean, you do got some juicy boobies. I know our babies are going to try and latch onto Josh. I already know. Most overrated and most underrated pregnancy symptoms, according to you. Okay, so overrated would be the throwing up. This is just according to me.
True,
Because I'm
you're
not. Because like
yeah.
it's not overrated because I know there's people who throw up. And
Totally.
most
Underrated. What's underrated?
like something I didn't know about. I'd say the constipation.
Yeah.
Okay. There was a question though. It's like, have you been sleeping good? Because a pregnancy symptom that's really common is people not being able to sleep, like having insomnia. And I have been so lucky because I've been so tired. I've been sleeping so good, but I've been having the most vivid dreams. And my sister said that happens when you're pregnant. She's like, every time I was pregnant, she's like, I had the most insane vivid
What'd you
dreams.
dream about last night?
I can't remember, but they were so vivid. Like, if you catch me when I wake up, they haven't been nightmares. But they haven't all been like great
You told
dreams.
me one the other day. It was kind of
They're
random.
all
Very
so weird and random,
Yeah.
but they're not nightmares. They're just very vivid and like but like I don't remember them unless I talk about it in the morning. Like I just forget about it when I wake up. But it's very weird. But I've been sleeping good. So yeah.
Yeah, your boy, I don't ever dream.
No, never?
No.
That means you're probably not getting in that REM sleep.
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay. When is your due date? They said any name ideas. We don't have
September 5th, baby, right by KDB's birthday.
Oh yeah.
But you usually have your firstborn like
I think a little early, right?
September, August would be dope. That's a dope month.
August would be. I really want a September baby though, just because.
Why?
Because my birthday's in September. I love September. Like August is cool too.
August, September, both good months.
Let's see. Oh, someone wanted to know about a baby shower. So we are doing a baby shower in Michigan.
Mhm.
So I'm very excited for the baby shower. We're not doing that until like probably like June-ish because That's just, I'm pretty sure you're supposed to have a baby shower like when you're more
Because
pregnant
we're going to Michigan around that time.
And we wanted to do it in Michigan too, because even for the gender reveal, like Josh's parents aren't gonna be able to make it because it was kind of like last minute, and like there's other family, like your brother's not gonna be able to make it. I think I don't think my dad's coming.
I mean, people have
So like,
full-time jobs,
yeah.
or like,
So
like it's a lot to travel here.
it's
We
a
like totally
lot.
understand if someone can't make it, but at the same
It's a lot
time,
for our family to, and I know
yeah,
they're all so bummed that they can't make it. And so we're doing the gender reveal here for like our Arizona people and anyone who can make it. But then we really want to do the baby shower and like the bigger like ordeal in Michigan because we
yeah.
have a lot of people in Michigan. And then some of our close friends from Arizona will also come to Michigan for that, which we're really excited about. So we're going to do that there. And we're going to do a co-ed kind of baby shower because we definitely want like I want
Is
like
that
your
a thing? That's a thing, yeah.
I was just talking to my friend Cassie and she's like, oh, a lot of people, all of her friends that are pregnant have done that because she's like, nowadays it's like you want
So
like
it's really
guys
just like
involved.
a party.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's supposed to be like you're showering the
Yeah,
baby,
yeah,
like it's
100%.
baby themed. Like it's like people shower you with gifts because they love on your baby and they're very excited for the baby and all that.
That would be a good time.
Let's see.
I'm just excited for the gender reveal. That's really the only thing on my mind, which is like still seems kind of far out.
The
It
gender,
is
it's
kind
still,
of
we
far
still have
out.
a month. But what's crazy
More than a month we have.
is I could figure out right
Jeez.
now, or not right now, in like a couple of days if it was a boy or girl, but we're waiting a month.
Yeah, see, she already itching. She already hinting. I could go check it out right now.
I'm literally not itching. Someone said, does Topper know that there's a baby in your tummy? I don't think he knows.
I think he does. We say, Topper, kiss the baby, and he kisses the baby.
He
He's
will,
probably
but
gonna come
sometimes
running.
it takes him a little bit of time.
Yeah.
It
If
does take him
I'm
some time.
kissing the baby, then he
Oh
runs.
my gosh.
He gets
That's
jealous.
what I do have to be careful with is because I feel like if we're like kissing up on the baby, if we're like kissing the baby's face, Topper's gonna like dive bomb the baby's face.
He's like,
He's like, you know, like that. Because if Josh and I kiss, if we're like on the couch or like we start kissing or anything, even if we're not like, not even like make out, like if we just like, if I am like up in Josh's face and I'm like, oh, I love you, like Topper jumps up and he pushes up and he tries to like
he
kiss
just
us.
likes to be loved.
He basically is very jealous.
That's all. That's all it is. So
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, let's talk about this because I got so many comments about like people are like, oh, don't forget about Topper. Like you said, there's only gonna be 3 of you now. Like, don't forget about Topper, blah, blah, blah. Like, you can't just leave him out. And I'm like, bro, if you only knew
that dog gets a lot
that
of
dog
love.
probably gets 2+ hours of straight love and attention, like not even on my phone, like literally just sitting there kissing his face and like talking to Topper. Like, it's bad. Like we are so obsessed with Topper. It's crazy. Like we take him on walks every day. Like
we got him a fish, Flopper the fish. That's his bestie.
I thought his name was Eugene.
Yeah, Eugene or Flopper, whatever. We take him on walks every day. That boy Topper living large.
He cuddles with us.
He is about to be the best big brother ever.
Yeah.
So
And
he's excited for it.
Literally, when I found out I was pregnant, I look at Topper. I'm like, I won't forget about you. Like I literally was like, I won't forget about you. I love you so much. Like as I was like, I love Topper. Like I feel like he's like, I know it sounds weird, but I feel like he's like my little kid.
Yeah, as far as him in the, you finding out you were pregnant video, he didn't seem to care.
I don't think he understood English in that moment. He looked a little confused.
Why am I yawning? Oh
Someone
my gosh.
said, what is your workout routine? So my workout routine, I've just been doing a lot of the Move app programs. I've just been doing a lot of the program, like different programs in it. And the thing is because people are like, oh, well, now that you're pregnant, there's only some workouts I don't do and I'll just skip them in the program if I can't do them.
Yeah, like our doctor said, like, first of all, like anything you usually do for your workouts, as long as you usually do those, like you should be fine when you're pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, like stay away from burpees.
So this is the one thing I kind of changed up a little. So like, and a lot of times when I work out, I'm like trying to breathe, you're tired, you're like breathing, but like I never in my workouts get to the point where I'm about to pass out or I feel like I can't breathe. And even like if I'm running, like let's say I was trying to run like 5-6 miles, I might get to that point where I'm like, like that, like can't breathe. But I've been pushing myself in working out, but I'm not pushing myself that hard because I don't want to get to a point where I am out of breath. I feel like I'm going to pass out. 1, I can't pass out. That'd be very scary. And then 2, I don't want to be so out of breath because if I can't breathe, if my body's like struggling to breathe, it gives the baby like barely any oxygen. So I've been very, very aware of that. Even though I know people are worried about me working out. Trust me, when I say like, I go a lot easier, so I'm not
she's not going in like that. However, I've I feel like it's always CrossFit. There's some CrossFit girls, and I'm talking like they got to be like 7, 8 months pregnant, like full
Oh
on
yeah.
belly, dude,
Squatting like crazy.
doing like high intensity workouts. Like maybe they are just don't get that out of breath when they're doing it, but like they are going.
See, those are workouts where I can do some of them, like even like those AMRAPs we did, but I just go a lot slower pace
Yeah.
because I'm like, eh, I don't want to risk anything. And like, I still want to get a workout, but I'm like, the baby's obviously more important. And I'm not saying people think it's not when they do the workouts. I'm sure the baby's fine. But my doctor actually did say, she was like, the only thing I don't really love, and she didn't say you can't do, but she was like, I don't love CrossFit because sometimes it gets a little, I think, I don't know why she said that though.
She says something like the ups and downs, like you're gonna be like pissing your pants a lot after
Yeah,
pregnancy.
and something with like lifting the weights over the babies and like
pelvic something,
pelvic floor movement or something. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah,
I was
know
like, I
either.
don't do CrossFit. I mean, I do some movements that can be like CrossFit.
We do not do CrossFit. No.
No, but we do some like type of style, but it's very different. I feel like still. So
Yep.
like a lot of those movements, I'm like, okay, that's good to know. But like, you know,
Yeah, little Brocky's gonna be fine, or Broccolina. I
broccolina.
just need to know if it's a boy or girl, so I know what to refer to.
True. Someone
him or
said,
her
"What's your
as.
day of eating look like?" I feel like my day of eating hasn't really changed that much.
No, sometimes you'll just like randomly get hungry, but
Yes.
like,
Okay.
that's the only weird thing.
It's not, a lot of times it's not that I'm hungry. It's like my mouth tastes like metal or soap sometimes and I need like a food. But then also if I do get the slightest bit hungry, I start to feel nauseous if I don't eat. So like I need to eat so I'm not nauseous, but I don't want to overeat too much because then I won't feel good. But
You know
I
what
feel
I
like
just randomly realized actually?
what?
That and like this could obviously I'm sure you get a lot more tired when you're pregnant, but like KDB has like cold turkeyed caffeine like completely.
Yeah.
Like no pre-workout, which obviously like you're not really supposed to take caffeine. They say you can, but
You can take up to 200
no coffee,
milligrams.
no pre-workout, no
that-
energy drinks,
But
no
that's a
nothing.
thing that switches. Like they've said you can take coffee or drink caffeine, and then they've also said you can't. So there's mixed things. I think they say that you don't want too much caffeine because it can cause miscarriages earlier on, and like it can cause miscarriages because
Yeah.
I don't know why. Something with like closing like your heart.
I don't know,
rate or
but that's what I was
something.
gonna say. Like maybe that could be a reason why maybe you get a little more tired often because like you don't want to drink any caffeine now.
Today I had a tiny bit. I basically did cold cut turkey. Cold turkey.
Cold cut turkey.
Cold cut turkey. What is
Cold
it? Cold
turkey.
cut. I cold turkey.
Why is it called cold turkey anyway?
I don't know.
That is the most
Anyway,
random thing
I
ever.
basically cut off caffeine, but today I had a little bit of like but it was probably only like 40 milligrams of caffeine, which is like nothing.
There's not a lot in there.
But
like most days you
I
drink
don't think so because coffee for me, like I never felt a difference when I drank it, and I would go days without caffeine still.
True,
I don't have as
true,
much
true.
caffeine as you do.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
So,
your boy
like,
be caffeined up sometimes.
It's weird. The month I was pregnant and didn't know in December, I feel like I kind of laid off caffeine too, just randomly.
True.
Don't you remember that? Like I wasn't taking pre-workout. Like I really wasn't.
So did I around that time because there was like a couple weeks where I was like drinking a lot and I was like, yo, I got to chill out. And then like I stopped taking pre-workout and
I haven't
you
had
also
pre-workout in
did
a minute.
too.
I do miss taking pre-workout because I miss the flavor and I miss like the placebo of like
It's the
I'm
vibe,
taking
you know?
pre-workout. Like I'm
Pre-workout,
excited.
that's really all it is for me. It's like I don't think pre-workout does anything for
And
me anymore.
I like the habit of getting coffee, but since I'm not in that habit, it hasn't been hard for me. But basically what I eat in the morning. So I normally wake up and I'll make myself like a breakfast sandwich or I'll have oatmeal. So either have oatmeal or I'll make like basically like an egg, bacon, and cheese sandwich. It's like a little breakfast sandwich. I'll make like one of those. And then for lunch, sometimes we'll have Chipotle. Sometimes we'll make lunch. Sometimes I'll have like a salad. And then for dinner, I'll either make a dinner or we'll go out to eat somewhere.
Yeah.
So like it's
trying
really,
to eat a little bit better too, because
yeah, I need to keep juicing like green juice. Just because I feel like it's really important that the baby gets a lot of like healthy nutrients. I've been trying my best to eat really healthy. I feel like we normally eat healthy-ish, like not a crazy healthy diet, but like pretty healthy for the most part.
What's wild is like this year, you realize it's almost March already. We're almost like 2 months in the year. Like our lives have completely like haven't really changed, but like obviously it's gonna change way more. But like I don't know. I just feel like life has been moving so fast ever since we found out that like
Oh
you
yeah.
were pregnant. Like,
Okay.
all this stuff is happening. And it's like it's all at once.
I have a question for you.
What?
I saw this on spot. Does a little bit of it make you not like sad because not sad that it's happening, but a little sad to like close a chapter on it just being me and you forever?
I never thought of that. I don't know. Honestly, no.
For me,
Does
it,
it?
it
I
like
don't know.
does and it doesn't. Just because I'm like, it kind of like it doesn't make me
Think
feel
about
older, but it just it makes me feel like a little like I'm like it'll be so weird to look back because one day, like literally in a year, we're gonna be like, what was life like before our baby?
okay,
Like
that's what's
that's so
weird to me.
crazy.
That's what's weird to me because like part of me is like, I can't believe I'm gonna be a dad, and then like the other part of me is like, bro, you're gonna be 28 in a month and a half. Like
Mhm.
you are old enough to be a dad. It's not like I can't believe I'm gonna be a dad. Like I'm not ready to be a dad. Like I'm not old enough to be a
Yeah,
dad. Like I'm old enough. You
I
know,
was
that's where I'm like, holy shit. Like maybe I'm kind of old. Like not old, not
no.
old, not old, but like I don't know. In my head, I still feel like I'm like 19,
18,
20.
19.
Like
Yeah. So I was telling my mom and I was like, how can I be pregnant? I'm basically a teenager. And she's like, shut up. Because my
yeah,
mom literally was 18 when she had her first kid. And then she was like 20. And then when she was my age, the age that I'm having a baby, she had a baby at the same age. And literally, it's kind of crazy because I was her last baby. I think she was pregnant at the same age I was and giving birth in September because I'm a September baby. I'm about to have a baby in September.
oh dang.
So literally we're going through the same thing at the same age, but my mom was on her fourth kid and I'm on my first. She's
That's
like, isn't it
wild.
crazy? Like you're on your first and I was on my fourth. I'm like, I can't imagine because I was
Having
like,
4 kids already,
four
that'd be
kids.
crazy.
I know. And I was like, I feel too young. And she's like, yeah, imagine how I felt. I was like, oh my gosh. Like it's so crazy. Like I don't feel too young. I'm just like
Yeah.
in my head, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm having a kid. Like,
For me, it's just like I don't know. Like at first, this is gonna be a terrible example because it's not even comparable.
is it
But like
topper?
at first, when we were getting the dog, like there was a little part of me, like when we got the dog,
Oh
that was
yeah.
like,
I was,
oh, like I'm a little upset. Like we can't just up and fly to Florida tomorrow,
yeah.
or we can't just go on like a weekend, like little getaway, or go to our friend's house for like 10 hours and not worry about like someone at back home. And like, but I've never thought about that since, you know, it's
No,
only like he brings so much joy and excitement
I
to our
can't
life.
imagine
Like,
life without him.
yeah. So like, I feel like obviously completely different situation, but I feel like
All
having a
it
kid would only be like
amplify it.
10x that.
Well,
So
that's kind of where, and it sounds so stupid, but even having a dog made me realize because, like, before we got him, I was like, oh, it's gonna be so annoying when I had to let him out in the middle of the night. Like, I can't leave, I can't do this. Basically, what you said. But then it's like, once he was here, and like, if he pooped in his cage, I wasn't like, oh, this stupid dog pooped in his cage because I started like falling in love with him. I was like, oh my God, the poor baby. I was like, oh my, I feel so bad for him. Like, I need to wake up. It's like, you kind of go into like a mother instinct. And I'm
yeah.
like, it's not like, oh, this is so annoying. It's like, oh my God, the poor baby is like sick. Like you're
So
like,
are you trying to tell me that you're falling out of love with me because the other day you complained about me leaving my floss on the counter, and before you'd probably be like, oh, like that's my husband, I'll get his floss for him.
babe, I
But
get your, no,
now,
because I get your damn
just the
floss.
other day you
He
complained
flosses
about
his
it.
teeth
So
and he just leaves it on the counter. And
you
Josh
should
doesn't
be
do that.
happy your husband flosses his teeth. I'm sure there's millions of husbands out there that don't even floss their teeth.
Okay, good
Maybe
for you. But
they only brush once a day.
okay, that's
I'm a
great.
twice a dayer, and I floss both times.
That's good for
and I
you.
water pick.
It's so easy to just throw it away though.
But that's like my love language to you. It's like letting,
That
it's
is not-
making
that's like
sure
a
we
fuck
still
you
got
to
that
you.
spark. You know,
I literally am
still got
like,
that
I'm like,
fire.
babe, you don't do like he's so good. He picks up everything. He doesn't do it. I'm like, just throw your floss away. Literally floss your teeth as you're flossing. Walk to the trash and put it out.
It's really that easy. I don't know why. Like when I floss and I grab my toothbrush, I'm just so exhausted after a long,
I just
hard
don't like
day
grabbing your
of
floss. Like,
working so hard that I just forget and I fall asleep.
I'm gonna collect the floss, tie it up, and then strangle you. I'm just kidding.
Oh God, okay. And that concludes this episode of Your Cup of Tea. Thank you guys for listening. I will be throwing my floss out from here on out. You can check in on next podcast next week to see
To find
if
out,
I got strangled by my floss
or if he
if I'm
started
still
throwing
here.
it away. All right, we love you guys. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Peace.
Bye.